After over 6 decades of speculation and secrecy, thousands of documents related to President John F. Kennedy's assassination have just been declassified. What new truths do they reveal? Despite numerous investigations, questions about JFK's assassination have persisted. Could these newly released files finally put the conspiracy theories to rest? By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of the latest revelations from the JFK files and what they mean for our grasp of this pivotal moment in history. First, a brief background on the JFK assassination. On November 22, 1963, President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, Texas, leading to national mourning and global shock. Here is the official report. The Warren Commission concluded that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone in the assassination. Yet the public remained skeptical. Despite official reports, numerous conspiracy theories emerged, questioning the lone gunman narrative. There has been a push for transparency since that day. In 1992, the U.S. Congress passed the President John F. Kennedy Assassination Records Collection Act, mandating that all assassination-related records be publicly disclosed by October 26, 2017, unless postponement was justified for national security reasons. Over the years, successive administrations delayed full disclosure, citing various concerns, which fueled further public suspicion. We wanted answers and we weren't getting them. Recent declassification efforts have been pushed for by Donald Trump. An executive order was filed on January 23, 2025. President Donald Trump signed the executive order mandating the release of remaining classified documents related not only to JFK's assassination, but also to those of Robert F. Kennedy and Martin Luther King Jr. On March 18, 2025, approximately 63,400 pages across 2,182 PDF files were made public, providing deeper insights into the events surrounding the assassination. Here's what we know from the newly released files. CIA operations have raised some questions. CIA operations have raised some questions. Documents shed light on covert CIA operations targeting Cuba during the early 1960s, including efforts to destabilize Fidel Castro's regime. Operation Mongoose. Details about this covert program aimed at removing Castro from power have been further elucidated. The CIA investigated whether Fidel Castro was involved in the assassination and detailed U.S. sabotage attempts against Castro's regime. The files reveal that both the CIA and FBI had been monitoring Lee Harvey Oswald before the assassination, noting his defection to the Soviet Union and subsequent return to the U.S. The CIA's Mexico City station urged secrecy about Oswald's wiretaps to avoid straining U.S.-Mexico relations. Internal communications indicate that agencies were aware of Oswald's presence in Dallas, but did not act on potential threats. Then there were Soviet concerns. Documents reveal that the Soviet Union feared being falsely implicated in the assassination, potentially leading to global conflict. Cuban intelligence. Files indicate that Cuban officials were concerned about being blamed and took measures to distance themselves from Oswald. Analysis and expert opinions. Experts suggest that while the new documents provide additional context, they do not fundamentally change the understanding of the assassination. Conspiracy theories. Despite the release, many documents were already known to researchers, and the new information does not substantiate long-standing conspiracy theories. Though the release seems to allude to government openness in addressing historical events and restoring public trust, there are still some major holes in the timeline and story. With so many unanswered questions, it's important to take an objective view of the evidence and use a bit of critical thinking. There is a major conspiracy theory involving the planned assassination of JFK because he was attempting to remove the power of the rich elite. The Federal Reserve is a private banking system that controls America and most of the world. My full video goes over everything in detail, but the short version is that we eventually lost our right to exchange paper money for gold. This gave the rich elite bankers total control over us and cements their status of power and wealth. JFK attempted to bring back the power to the people by introducing the silver standard. Shortly after, he was assassinated and his plan was overturned. Seriously, there is some dark and twisted stuff to this story, so be sure to check out the full video. Link is in the description. Some members of the Kennedy family have expressed disappointment, viewing the release as politically motivated rather than a genuine effort for transparency. Despite new information, public fascination with the assassination is still very much active, with debates and theories likely to continue. What are your thoughts on these new revelations? Do they change your perspective on JFK's assassination? Let me know in the comments. Catch you on the flip side.